What is up, everybody? It's I, Ronin, and so you know how I said I was going to be doing a Swordswoman OTK video? Well, I tried to make that, and then I accidentally just made a better Amazoness deck than my. Oh, sorry about that. I burped a little. Of the actual deck I was. But the point is, I tried to make something gimmicky, and it turned into a good Amazon, well, a better Amazon deck. I don't know if it's good necessarily, but better Amazon deck. And like I don't want to waste this, so I'm just gonna make. This is the video. We're talking about the better Amazoness deck. Let's just get right into the deck profile. So as far as our monster line goes, we have one queen, free swordswoman, free princess, free spy, free baby tiger. So swordswoman. Any battle damage that you would take from a battle involving her is instead dealt to your opponent. Queen protects all of your Amazonas from dying by battle, including herself. Princess searches any Amazonas card, monster, or spell trap, and when attacked, you can send a card in your hand or on your field to the graveyard. Summon an Amazonas monster from your deck in defense position. Spy lets you reveal another Amazonas from your hand, special summon it, and when it is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, it lets you take a Amazonas monster and either put it back in your hand or shuffle it back into your deck. And Baby Tiger summons itself whenever you normal or special summon any Amazonas monster once per turn from the hand or graveyard. Just a few additional effects. Princess counts as queen while on the field. Baby Tiger counts as regular tiger while on the field. So, yeah, this is the bare bones kind of what you need for the Amazonas engine to work. Lots of searching. Everything basically lets you get to everything else. Gives you plenty of fodder for your fusion monsters. You only really need one queen. I did side in more in case our opponent does banish these shenanigans with it, because we cannot get it back from banish, so sometimes you might need a bit more. But it is searchable, easily summonable, solid stuff. Now for the spell trap lineup, we have free polymerization, one Rhoda, free pot of extravagance, two terraforming, free Amazon spellcaster, free call by the grave, free twin twister, free called, free Amazon's call, and free Amazon's village. So polymerization. Oh hey, there's weapon. Talking about D&D stuff. But yeah, polymerization lets us go into our fusion monsters, Amazoness Empress and Pet Liger. Each of these require a Amazon's Queen or a Amazon's Tiger. So the fact that we have things that count as their names on field and grave is pretty great. Reinforcement of the army lets you add a level 4 or lower warrior from your deck to your hand. That is all of our monsters except for Baby Tiger and Queen. So pretty good stuff. Pot of Extravagance, a little interesting. The I do really actually like this deck because the extra deck is not the win con so much as it's like icing on the cake that is this deck. So I think that's very cool. So we can run extravagance. Ratios are a little weird on it. You might notice the one pet liger, and normally I would be running multiple, but pet liger isn't really that good. It does situational uses, so I do have it at one. Generally speaking, not going to need it or most of the extra deck though. So it's nice to have, but it takes advantage of things. It's pretty good. All right, two terraforming searches our field spell. Amazon is spellcaster. Now this was going to be like the bread and butter of the Amazoness Swordswoman OTK. So what it does is you target Amazon and a monster that your opponent controls, and you switch their attack points for the turn. So what you can do is if your opponent has something with zero attack points, you have Queen or Empress or some way to protect your swordswoman on the field. You can spellcaster the monster with zero attack on your opponent's field, trade it for swordswoman so she has zero attack, and then just use your call effect, or if the monster is big already, or if they have a big monster already, you can just crash into it and they take all the damage for you. The downside of that is it requires a lot of specific setup. It requires that, your opponent actually have low power monsters, and it requires that your opponent have a lot of monsters. So that's kind of why this deck didn't work. But yeah, so very fun card to use. Very fun, very fun. Call by the Grave stops hand traps. We really need our effects because negations are so negations are rough on this deck. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Negations are rough. So yeah, Call by the Grave stops that. Twin Twisters, again, negations are rough, but not all negations are going to be of the hand trap variety. So, Twin Twisters is a good way to make sure our attacks go through. This is a beatdown deck, so it's nice. Amazoness Call, one of the best search cards in the game. Lets you add a Amazoness card from your deck to your hand, or Foolish Amazoness card. Then in the same turn, you can banish it to target one Amazoness monster you control. It can attack all monsters your opponent controls, but is the only monster that can attack. Again, works very well with Swordswoman OTK if you can pull it off, but it's like impossible to pull off. I didn't get it one time. I just won by playing regular Amazoness like a fool. But yeah, Call, always running it free. And then Village, it gives all your, it's a field spell, gives all your Amazoness monsters 200 attack points, and once per turn, when Amazoness monsters are destroyed by battle or card effect, you can float into a Amazoness of the same or lower level. So, uh, it is so fun to go plus on your opponent's turn by floating into Princess. Just honestly, it's really good. It gives the deck a lot of the comeback ability that it super needs. That also helps with Swords 1 OTK stuff, so it's pretty good. And then Infinite Impermanence. Just negate things, pretty much. Targeted negation. It's solid. You know, you can activate it from hand. It cannot be hand trapped. It's a real godsend for decks that want to go second like this one. So always good. However, the forbidden cards, like Forbidden Chalice and such, uh, yeah, it's just as good. Has the same condition. The only downside is it also gives your opponent monster 400 attack points. So maybe consider running that. It's a good discount option for stuff like Impermanence, though. So keep that in mind. Now, as far as our extra deck goes, first we'll go over the monsters. That is Empress and Liger. Liger is the one of, requires a tiger and an Amazon's monster, and once per battle, if it attacks, it will gain 500 attack during the damage calculation only, and if your Amazon's monster attacks a opponent's monster after damage calc, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, force it to lose 800, and it draws all attacks to itself. Well, attacks against Amazoness monsters specifically. So, a good one of. It's situationally helpful to have, like our other one of E type cards. We do run more in the side deck just in case we need it. But it's not awful. Just Empress is a lot better. Let's go over it now, shall we? It requires Amazon's Queen and a Amazoness monster. It protects all your other Amazoness monsters from being destroyed by battle and card effect. Gives all of them piercing damage, and if it leaves the field because of a opponent's card effect, it floats into a queen from hand, deck, or graveyard. So, yeah, it's really good. It, again, also helps with Swordswoman OTK. Lets you float into queen, so you only need to run at one. You could run at two, though, if you felt like it. No one's stopping you in that regard. And, yeah, the fact that Princess counts as queen on field definitely makes it a lot easier with the polys. But, yeah. Now for the side deck, we have Jizukiru because big numbers plus Swordswoman equals the opponent's hurt. Two more Amazoness Queens just in case our opponent has a way to banish our one of. One Amazoness Tiger in case we need to focus more on Liger for whatever reason or create a weird Liger lock. Two more Liger in case, again, we need more Liger. I don't know why we do though. Raigeki and this Raigeki because clearing the board is helpful for this deck. With enough setup, it can do some pretty devastating amounts of battle damage, so it's good to have if your opponent just has a hard to deal with board. Free anti-spell. We don't super need our spell cards except for maybe like Call, but then we can just use that before activating the anti-spell. It's very good for slowing a lot of decks down. And then free ambush, which you should be running in place at the spellcaster if you wanted this to be a better deck, but I chose to put it in the side because in case you need to go first. But yeah. So that's the deck. Got a few replays to go over this time. I just kind of got a bunch of really good ones, so I don't know how many I have off the top of my head. But yeah, we're gonna watch them, we're gonna talk about them, and I'm gonna tell you things I think I could have done better, things that this deck struggles against, so on and so forth. But yeah, that being said, I'll see you guys there. What? Okay, guys. I was about to say, what is up, everybody? Yeah, weird. But yeah, here we are on the first replay. We are strategic injury because we are strategically punching ourselves in the face, ideally. And we're playing against what looks to be, if I remember right, Mech Knight Sky Striker Hakai, I think. But yeah, we have a bricked Mech Knight player here, Kage Bunshin here. He didn't open the best, so he made us go first, unfortunately. So let's get right into it. So we open with the extravagance, as you must do. Draw the we add the terraforming, so we go ahead and get our village. Summon Princess. Princess will search as the call. Call will search as Tiger. Now here's actually the really cool combo. Spy, reveal Tiger. So you summon the Spy. That also lets you special summon the Tiger. So that's just two monsters right there without your normal summon. So that's actually a really cool play you can do. So we're getting them both on board. Gonna fuse into the Empress. Activate Village. Set the Impermanence. In a pretty good spot here. So this would have been, we have a little bit of defense if we need it, but a lot of the times what I expect out of this is that they have a way to destroy the Empress because it doesn't really protect itself. And it is a big 3,000 body that will really hurt if it punches you. So most people will have some method of dealing with it. So yeah, that's generally what I expect to happen with it. And if they manage to handle it, a battle phase, kill Spy, I get Princess back. So it's pretty good. So our opponent, still bricked, he's going to go ahead and mind control our Empress. Now here I do make a bit of a weird play. So I wasn't sure. Well, he was about to get the search for one Mech Knight, and I wasn't sure what else he had in his hand. So I went ahead and impermanence that to keep him getting the search, as well as take away this column for him to use. So no search, no column, so he can't summon anything else. Goes ahead and does a link summon into the Morning Star. For whatever reason, he didn't use the effect to search a World Legacy spell trap. I guess he's only playing Secrets, maybe, but okay. Yeah, so Village and Spy will go off. Spy will get us our princess back. The village will let us float into a princess, which will give us the search of a call. So we're in a pretty good spot here. Another pot of extravagance. Those dope top decks. Twin Twisters, dropping the other Twin Twisters. Targeting that there can only be one, as well as the 0-day blaster. Going ahead and calling for the Amazon Spellcaster. We go into attack mode here. It gets us back our baby tiger. Now, Secrets is pretty good. It acts as a Call of the Haunted for Mech Knights, and now all activated monster effects in the same column as a Mech Knight monster are going to be negated. So, a little bit hard to deal around. And then the Morning Star is weird because, like, now to kill things, as long as it's on the field, the monster has to be in the same column. That's why I summoned here and searched the Spellcaster. So Spellcaster will switch the attack points of Morning Star and our Princess. And then we just use the call on the Princess so that it will be able to attack over both of our both of Friend's monsters. So yeah, we managed to get the effect on the second attack to get the Queen out. And now we're going into his turn, and he top decked his Ray, mind control into the Queen. I'm guessing he didn't realize that mind control stops him from attacking. But Ray will pop our Princess. Princess will float another Princess to get us another Spellcaster. Ray into Hayate. Hayate will send the drones. Passes on the Hayate. I'm not sure if he had. I really wish I could look at the list. I don't know why I can't, but okay. So not sure why he just passed on Hayate. Maybe he just has it to close out games. But yeah, we get our Queen back at the end of the turn. So we're going to go ahead, call, search Swordswoman, summon our Swordswoman, which gets us the baby tiger, attack over Hayate. Hayate will pull out Rei. Rei will be attacked over into Kagari. Then baby tiger will attack directly, pop his last spell trap, and at this point he is just going to pass because nothing you can do with an empty field and Mech Knights. We don't have any columns for him. Attack for game. So, pretty good game, I think. The deck definitely went off fairly well. It's a shame our opponent seems to have bricked pretty hard, but I guess that's just Mech Knights for you. I know I play Mech Knights, that can be hard sometimes, especially if you are not running Mech Knight Avram. Mr. Check This Out himself, solid boy actually in the deck. But yeah, so that was the first game, the deck kind of doing ideally what it wants to do. But the next game, things maybe not going so ideal. I'll see you guys there. Okay, welcome to the second game I got. Not a great hand for us, but we opened Spy Tiger, which is always great, and a Princess, so wish these other two cards were something else, but we're gonna be able to reasonably go off. And we're playing against some of the new Process Slayer stuff. So, I hadn't read it so far, but this is sort of a weak point of the deck. When another deck battle phase is better than you do. So we're gonna go right into it. He's going first. He was able to special summon the Sigma because he doesn't have anything in the extra monster zone. Multiplier as a tuner that will increase its level, I believe. Yeah, it turns something into a level 8 as well as having a graveyard effect. So they're gonna go ahead, set free on a final Sigma. Well, let's read this card actually. I don't know exactly what it does. Let's see, a tuner and a non-tuner. While this card is in the extra monster zone, it is unaffected by card effects except Rossa Slayer cards. I see they do a pred-up type thing. If this card in the extra monster zone battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is doubled. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in someone's position is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add a Rossa Slayer card, bring your deck to your hand. You can only use this as our own sword. Okay, it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Has double rivalry as well as impermanent set, so yeah, not a super great spot for us. We're going to go ahead and Tiger Spy. We got rivalry, so we had to get rid of our beast, Baby Tiger, but we can still summon Princess because they're both warriors. Searches the call searches us the village, we activate the village, we spellcaster at the final Sigma, and this is actually an interesting interaction. I don't know if it's an interaction or a bug, but I could still target it, and I still gained the final Sigma's attack points. So I'm not sure if that's like a bug or whatever, but I thought that was kind of neat. So we're going to be able to attack over the Sigma as well as summoning a queen from deck. Sigma will give him back the other Sigma, or final Sigma. As he gets Desires, Desires gave him a fairly decent top deck, so good on him, good on him. He's able to special summon the Sigma again. He has the Nabla in hand to summon. Nabla trades in for the Multiplier. Multiplier gets the final Sigma again. He's gaining all these attack points, plus the sword to Foolish as for more attack points and deal double damage. And we got punched in the face for almost 1,400 damage. So, kind of the weakness of the deck. When they battle phase better than you do, we didn't really have a way of keeping our Princess in defense mode unless we wanted to link it away, but that wouldn't have helped in this situation either because our link monster would still be in attack mode. So yeah, that wouldn't have really helped us out much. But yeah, big weakness of the deck when they can battle phase better than you do. But yeah, I got one more replay I'm gonna show. So not sure if that'll be one of the wins or one of the loses, but I guess I'll decide when I get there. So yeah, that being said, I'll see you guys in the final replay. Okay, on to the final game with Icon. Our opponent was going first, and he is playing Guru Control. And he opens Super Poly, so pretty solid stuff out of our friend here. So he's gonna go ahead and Duality to go ahead and grab that Crackdown, summon Guru, set Heavy Storm Duster, Crackdown, and Super Poly, as well as being backed up by a Fiendus, and Guru's own ability to flip two monsters. Very solid stuff from our opponent here. Going first. So now we are going to go. We have to Extravagance first, as expected. Draw two, terraforming for that. Go ahead, drop our second village. We are going to get Fiendisted, but we are going to call that Fiendus. So our Twin Twister will be going through. Activate village, stun princess, princess gets call gets tiger, spy tiger, like so. Go for battle, send the tiger to summon queen, queen keeps us from being destroyed, and we are now in a okay-ish spot here. He's going to go ahead and use his flip effect to go ahead and get those mean searches with the archer. And now here's why I run more queen, because see, in this replay I only have one queen. He has a way to out it every single turn effectively, so you need to run multiples. And also, we do have ways to get it back, we do, but at the same time, if our one queen keeps getting spun back, it's very hard for us to deal with. Our princess gets attacked over, floating to another princess to go ahead and get the call for next turn. Solid stuff so far. So we draw the Rhoda. Oh, hey. There's Angel. And we're talking more about D&D. So I'll answer her later. So we're going to Rhoda, go ahead and summon Princess. Princess gets Tiger back, Princess gets this village. We activate village to power up the Tiger a little bit more. Get our queen back. We do have to take a little damage there. I messed up there. Your boy messed up. Cerberus only popped special summon monsters. Neither of these were special summon. I forgot about that. That was totally my bad. But I get the same result anyways because I decided to go for the unicorn. So we sit back the Guru. And so he sets that to defense position. Now we are up, we flip our queen, summon Swordswoman, Swordswoman gets back Baby Tiger, go into battle phase, floating into an Umastrix, which is scary for us, but now we can use Cerberus to get rid of the Umastrix. He super polys us though, leaving us on the back foot, and this is really where things start going downhill, because Amazonas does not want to be on the back foot. They have a hard time recovering. They do have several very good top decks they can do, like Princess or Extravagance. As you can see, our opponent does have a Ashe in hand, as well as is able to set up for Fiendus if he wants, which he'll go ahead and get the Umastrix. We take some damage from the Mud Dragon. Twin Twisters was fine here. I did not hit the Heavy Storm Duster because I didn't know what it was. We did get rid of the Hidden City, so he can't continuously loop us with that Guru. So he does search the final battle, though. Broken, and now we're at 100 life points. Pot of Extravagance would have been perfect. We banished 6, but then we get ashed. And that's basically going to be game from here. But our opponent is able to flip his stuff since he wants to. Gets another search for the final battle. Summon Fiendus. Fiendus flip to summon the Archer. Mud Dragon. Final battle to change the Fiendus to face up. And yeah, that's game. So that's kind of the big problem with the Amazonas deck. Like, in the battle phase, if this deck can battle phase better than you, then you're going to lose. Like, as obvious as that sounds, but that is sort of the fact of how the deck works. But if your opponent can really grind it out, like, it really just becomes a non-issue to beat this deck. But it's a very fun beatdown strategy. I feel a lot better about this build than I did in my previous video. And someone please give me Swordswoman OTK tips, because I don't know how to build that. Not going to claim to know how to build that. And I want to build it, though, because it seems like it's very fun, and I don't know how to do it without just sort of playing Amazonas. But yeah, like if you liked, comment if you have something to say, and subscribe if you want some more. This has been Ronin, signing off.